support or oppose with management. For example, if there is a labor union, sometimes they are very critical to the management, for example. Yeah. So they're part of our publics, our audience, and we have to take care of them also. And with those activities, PR seeks to enhance relationship that will generate mutual understanding, goodwill, and support. At the end of the process is we should get support. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal of the strategic planning. Next slide. Next slide, please.
Nabila, can you move the slide?
Yes, ma'am. Wait a sec.
Okay.
Sorry. Maybe.
Okay. So when we launch the campaign, yeah, it should be a two-way process. Yeah. So the communication is a dialogue. Dialogue is between two parties. Yeah. So if we launch a campaign, it's not a monologue. We cannot only want to push what our want or what our need, but we have to listen also, understanding also the publics, the audience, the consumer. So this should be a two-way process. Yeah, if we only launch a monologue or not a dialogue one, then it's very vulnerable for a failure. Yeah. So especially in this time now, when we have a social media era, we launch our communication, our message, then we never or we disregard the response or the conversation in social media, then it will be dangerous for organization. So it should be a two-way process. Yeah, when we launch the campaign. Next. Okay, and this is the most important part of the process. Yeah, because things that people sometimes disregard or maybe forget. I don't believe that forget, but sometimes disregard. It is the PR ethics. Yeah, this is the most important part of the process, because when we launch a campaign, we should put ethic as the soul of the process. Yeah, what are they? We will discuss later because I already mentioned that I will talk to things about the strategic planning and PR ethics. But when we launch a campaign, we have to put a high ethical standard of honesty, accuracy, decency, truth, public interest, and mutual good. Yeah. For example, if we lie just once, and then it can destroy all of the process. So we will talk it later, but I put it in the front because this is the important part of the strategic planning. Next file. Okay. I already mentioned that strategic planning is part of the management process. Yeah, so always rooted in organization mission, vision, and values. Yeah, I work my last company I work. It was state-owned company, yeah, Pertamina, part of the Pertamina. Pertamina is the holding company. We are just sister company. Mission and vision and values is the most important part that we should digest it almost every day. Yeah, the campaign about the values of the Indonesian state-owned company. We heard almost every day. Just to make sure that we understand and then we implement that values in all of our operation every day. So if I put this in this part of my presentation, yeah, we should put in our mind that when we make a plan, a strategic plan, that it should root in organization's mission, vision, and value. Yeah, so we work in that corridor. Okay, next. Yeah, I already mentioned that the strategic planning, the objective is for long term. Yeah, it cannot. I just give you my experience. Yeah, when I was the media relation manager in Total NP Indonesia, I joined with the company 2012. Before that, I was a journalist. In 2012, I joined the company as a media relation manager. So my duty is to build a good relationship with media in East Kalimantan province, especially, and in Indonesia, in Jakarta, because in the part upstream oil and gas industry was a very close cooperation. Yeah, we never talk or we just rarely talk with media or with public. Yeah, we just produce, but oil and gas, and then when something happened or there was attack or issues, and then mostly the company just silent. Yeah. So when I joined the company, I saw that this is not right. We have to fix the situation. The first thing that I did is how to make a good relation with the media people. So I did the engagement. Yeah, many things. I did so many things. For example, I teach the journalists what is the upstream oil and gas industry, the process, the mechanism, and the operation. That was a very complex operation. I bought and distributed around a book. The title is A to Z Upstream Oil and Gas Industry. I bought around 600 copies of that book, and I distributed it to many journalists, with hope that they will have a good understanding about the process. And then we did so many activities like media education. We educate, we invite that good speakers and teach them about the industry. We have a media visit, etc. The goal is we have a good relationship with them, and then they will understand our operation, and then at the end of the day they will support us. And I think after 1 or 2 years, the process, we successful in building that kind of relationship engagement. We have a very good relations with the journalists in in East Kalimantan province. They respect us, we respect them, and the attack or negative reports about us is we can minimize because of that good relationship. So what we do, what we plan is for long-term and mutually beneficial relationship. Yeah, we get the benefit, they get the benefit. Yeah, and it is not always about money. Yeah, but the relationship, friendship, that will be the most important. Next. Okay, and today we have social media, new technology, yeah, and those technologies, application, apps, yeah, they help us when we do the campaign, yeah. Of course, we have to learn the do's and don'ts when we use the new technology in our PR activities, yeah, because if we disregard the rules, then it can jeopardize all of our efforts. So we will discuss it later, but the new technology will help us make it easier when we where we implement the strategic planning. Next. Okay, now we talk about the strategic PR. There are 4 phases of strategic PR. Yeah, phase 1 is formative research, phase 2 strategy, phase 3 is tactics, and phase 4 evaluation. Yeah. At the first, I already mentioned that when we talk about strategic planning for PR, then it is based on research. Yeah. And then after we have enough research, then we make the strategy. And then from the strategy, we break down it into tactics. And after we launch all of the plan, implement them, then we make evaluation. So that is the process. Okay, we start with formative research. Next. Okay. Phase 1, formative research. Don't shoot in the dark. Yeah, you see, if in a dark situation, we shoot the gun, and then it is difficult to see. Yeah. So we have to make a clear vision. What will we do? What will be our target? And that based on research. So step number one is analyzing the situation. Yeah. I already mentioned that strategic planning for PR is part of the management process. So in this step, we have to get a solid agreement, yeah, about the situation from all of the management involved. For example, if we have a situation in the past, in my experience, yeah, usually all of the management, they understand what the situation. For example, if we have a complaint from people in one of our site, they complain about many things, yeah? And they ask for compensation, for example. We should discuss this in the management team, yeah. And then if everybody agree that we will handle, how to handle, we will involve, etc., then okay, we get the endorsement, we get the authorization to solve the situation. Yeah. And step number 2, analyzing the organization. Yeah. there are 3 aspects of the organization that should be careful look at. Number 1 is its internal environment, yeah, mission, performance, resources, yeah, and number 2 is public perception, reputation, and number 3 is external environment. Yeah, we already put into consideration these 3 aspects because they are interrelated. Yeah. For example, if we mishandle a situation, for example, about a claim, people they claim and ask for compensation to us. Then, if we mishandle this, and then it will bring a bad impact for the reputation of the organization. Yeah. And now with the social media, we have to be careful because sometimes we cannot handle social media, so we have to be careful about the situation of how when an issue become viral and then we cannot control it anymore. So we should careful in this kind of situation. And then number 3, analyzing the public. Yeah. The public itself is I already mentioned that there are 30 kind of publics itself, and then part of the publics is consumer and the audience. Yeah, consumer is okay. I'm more concerned about the audience. Audience is people who have who pay attention to us, yeah, to our message. So we have to be careful with them. We have analyze if we create a message or messages. Yeah, we have to careful look at to whom we want to talk or convey the message. So it should in good format, yeah, in good format and targeted. Yeah. So that's the three kind of research that we should do. Of course, we should not use sophisticated one research, but we should draw all of these things with clear and clean. So when we create our message, we understand that it is the right one, not we not groping in the dark. What to whom we should talk? No, we have to understand clearly to who we want to speak. Okay, next. Okay, phase 2 strategy. Yeah, establishing goals and objective. Yeah, we develop clear, specific, and measurable objectives that identify the organization hope for impact and awareness, acceptance, and action of its key public. Yeah. For example, if we should handle or tackle a complaint for compensation, yeah, the objective is we should make that complaint fail and we don't have to pay the compensation, for example. Yeah, or we can reduce the value of the compensation, for example. Yeah, That's part of a public relation. Yes, that's part of a public relation, because in public relation division, there are many departments. For example, media relation, government relations, CSR, yeah, and all of them are connected in our operation. So if we have to settle or handle a case like this, we have set the clear objective. For example, like what I said, that we make the claim failed, and then we don't have to pay. Yeah. And then formalizing action and response. And to achieve that goals and objective, of course, we have formulating action and response. Yeah, for example, what kind of documents we have to provide or prepare, to whom we have to speak, and we have explain it. We have to explain to whom, to which parties, for example, to get support, etc., etc. Yeah. And then step number 6, using effective communication. Yeah. Okay. In this step, you will deal with the first issue about the message. Yeah. For example, if we have to talk with the people in the Ministry of Environment, for example, yeah, and we have to decide who will speak with. We will speak with him or with her. Yeah, what was the message? What we have to prepare, for example. Yeah, so that's part of the plan. Okay, phase number 3. Number 3. Okay, tactics. Yeah, it's like a basketball match. Yeah, we know that in the Philippines, basketball is very popular. In Indonesia, it's also popular, but football is more popular in Indonesia. And if we see a match, a basketball match or football match, then usually the coach they make a tactics. Yeah. Tactics is a breakdown of the plan or strategy. Yeah, this is the more detail. Yeah. In this part, we decide what we will do. Whether and there are some options. For example, we have a face-to-face communication, and during COVID, for example. Sometimes it is difficult to have a meeting. Sometimes it's easy because we do not have to go to. We can just do the process from our house, for example. We don't have to go to the site, and we can talk just using a Zoom or others, Google Meet, for example. So there are options that we have to choose. Yeah. Whether we should talk with media, for example, or not, when we should prepare a press release, etc., etc. This is we have to choose the option, because every option we choose, there are consequences. Yeah. For example, if we distribute a media release or press release, for example, yeah, which should measure what will be the impacts, for example. Yeah, if we use a face-to-face communication, to whom, yeah, and we can predict what will be the impact. Yeah, so step 7 is the most important, because this is the implementation of the strategy. Yeah. Step 7 and step 8. Step 8, implementing the strategic plan. Yeah. In this step, you develop budgets and schedule, and the rest prepare to implement the communication program. Usually, when we have the plan, the strategic plan, we have a timeline also. Yeah. we have a timeline, and we have to work according to the timeline. Yeah, sometimes it is not nice because we like under pressure. Yeah, we have to meet the deadline, the timeline. Yeah, for example, when you have to prepare the documents, it's not easy to find documents or to prepare documents or prepare the presentation, for example. But we have to meet the timeline, the deadline. Otherwise, if we do not discipline with the timeline, then it will destroy all of the process. And budget is important also. Yeah, because usually every kind of operation need budgets, but it can be big, it can be small, but we have prepared the budget. Yeah. Next, phase 4, evaluation. Okay, if we all implement all of step number 1, 2, 3 until 8, then we have to make the evaluation. Yeah. In my example, if when we handling a complaint or complaint for a compensation, yeah, the target is we have to fail that claim and we don't have to pay. And if we achieve the target, then we have to evaluate what factors that make us successful. What lesson learned we get from that process. Yeah, and then what will be the mitigation for the future, so this kind of cases or claim or complaint will not come again. Yeah, for example, like that. And then documentation is important also. Yeah, what kind of document we have to keep, and then etc. etc. So evaluation is important process for phase. Yeah, sometimes we forget if we already successful, and then we forget the evaluation. No, this is important, especially the documentation, because from that we can learn something for the future, and then we will make some mitigation measure. Next. Okay. I give you one example. Yeah, this is the things that I handle. At that time, I was my position was advisor, so I did not involve directly in the process. And my job at that time is to analyze what happened outside related to our organization. Yeah, this is the situation we face on my 2019. Yeah, at that time we have a PSC is a production sharing contract. This is oil and gas block in Kalimantan. In the past, it belonged to Total and Indonesia, and then in 2018, the government hand over this oil and gas block to Pertamina. So since 2018, this block is operated by Pertamina, yeah, PT Pertamina Hulu Makam. And because it is a old or mature oil and gas blocks, that the production is declining is very fast. Yeah, and if the products is declining, then the government become angry to us. Why? Because the government revenue will decrease also. So when that's happened, then the government, they make a press conference and say that the PT Pertamina, they cannot perform, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, and that's not good for us. Yeah, why? Because it can affect to our employee, because they already work hard in difficult situation. Yeah, but still outside the government angry and complain. Yeah, and then not good for the reputation of Pertamina, because then people will think that, oh, Pertamina is not competent, for example. So I read all of those reports. At least there were 4 negative reports in some major newspaper about the production performance of Mahakam PSC or Mahakam blocks, oil and gas block. Yeah. I analyze those reports, and then I make some recommendation. Yeah. My recommendation were launch a campaign to balance the opinion, and then prepare some ambassador that will explain the real situation, and then the balancing effort will also help maintain the morale of our employees. I send this my recommendation to our management, and then they discuss my recommendation, and then they send this message to the holding company. Yeah, and the decision was to have some kind of socialization to journalists, and then to some analysts, oil and gas industry. Yeah, I did not involve anymore in that process, because it was handled by the holding company. Yeah, but I already do my part. Yeah, I make a recommendation, and they make the strategic plan, and they implement what the plan. And after that, the situation become better. Yeah, the negative reports are reduced drastically, because journalists have a good, better understanding about the situation we are facing, and then also the analysts. Yeah, they're good. They have a better understanding. So that's the process. Of course, it is not. If it is just a case. Yeah, it is just a case. But education or socialization is a long process. We have to do this process. It's not just one shot. No, but we have to make a program to educate them. So in the future, they will not come again and attack us again because of they don't understand. So this is we have to make a plan for long term to make sure that this kind of negative reports or bad opinion will come again to us. Okay, next. This is another case. Yeah, it is not. This is another case. Yeah, in Indonesia, every province has its parts from the oil and gas participating interest. It's not a share, but it's participating interest. Yeah. Usually, this kind of acquisition happen when the local government did not have money, yeah, for the operation, and then they make some effort in media, send a message like this, yeah. It's not good for us, this kind of message, because it seems that we do not distribute the share of the local government, for example. Yeah, and if we face this situation and we directly counter the message, then we will make the situation worse, because we agree to have an open war, for example, like that. Yeah. So if this kind of attacks come, then we have to think and we have to make a strategic plan how to face the situation. Yeah, this kind of situation always happen. Almost every time we will face, if we have a big operation, we will have this kind of situation. Yeah, and we have to ready to have prepare. And if we don't have good relation with our publics, our stakeholders, yeah, it is hard to handle, to face this kind of situation. Any questions so far?
Yeah, thank you, Bapak Kristanto,
Not
for
finished yet because we
Yes.
still have another
Yeah,
part.
yes, for students or participants from UHAMKA, and yeah, we have one question, Pak Kris, from
Okay.
Ilham Shah in the chat
Yeah.
box, and let me read for you.
Yeah.
What are the proactive two-way communication in public relations strategy planning? Yes, he highlight about the two-way communication
Two-way
process.
communication. Yeah. I give example about media relation, for example. Yeah, one example, media relation. How we communicate with the media people. If we just use one-way communication, yeah, then we just send to them every message we have. For example, just send them a press release, just send the press release and ask them to carry the story in their media, for example. No, that's not right. Yeah, two-way communication is, for example, meet them, talk with them, listen to them, and then make activities with them. For example, when I was there, when I was still active, yeah, at least 2 or 3 times in a year, we have a football competition with the journalists, for example. Yeah, we have a badminton activities with government, for example. Yeah, just sport. We don't talk about the work, about the job, no, but we just play together and chat together. This is just to maintain the relations. That's a kind of two ways communication. Yeah, and if my principle at the time that just come to our stakeholder when we have a problem. Yeah, come to them when we do not have any situation or problem. So if we can do that, then this is the kind of two-way communication. Yeah. So when the situation come, the problem come, it is not difficult to us to talk or to ask for help, etc. I hope it can answer Ilham question.
Yeah, thank you. Is there another questions from the participant? Yes, Nabila Desta raised hand. Please, you may open your mic, Nabila.
Thank you, Ms. Farida. And Assalamualaikum, Mr. Kristanto.
Yeah.
I am Nabila Desta from UHAMKA. I want to ask about, during the COVID-19 pandemic last time, the situation was chaos in many sections of area and got a critical moment. SPR is so important to take an action with a strategic plan. But if there was any noise when we make a strategic plan, what is the suitable step that we can use for encounter the crisis? Thank you, Mr. Kristanto.
Sorry, I cannot get the question. Full. Oh, this difficulty to get the fuel.
Yes, Mr. Kristanto.
Yeah. Okay. okay. At that time I worked for the upstream. So if upstream is producing oil and gas, if we talk about the fuel or the gas station, it is a downstream. So I did not handle that situation. But yeah, Pertamina has a program that name is a one price policy, right? The government asks Pertamina to distribute oil, especially for people who live in remote area, who have difficulties to get the gasoline, for example, with the same price, at the same price with the people in the big cities. Yeah, it is a it's not easy project, because in Indonesia, it's like also like in the Philippines, yeah, distribution is a challenge because of so many islands, yeah, and the transportation is not cheap, yeah. Sometime if there is a delay, then there will be a long queue in many gas stations, right? Yeah. If that situation happen, usually we have to be honest to the people. Yeah, what happened? What's the obstacle? What's the situation we are facing today? And what actions we are taking to handle the situation. We cannot lie. We should honest. We have to open with the public, and that's the part of the way we in public relation can do, because the main job is it's not in our part, but we have to make people understand that we are facing a situation, we are facing difficulties. If public understand that, we hope in short term they can understand, yeah. But after long term, the situation cannot be handled very well, then we will face the situation like in Sri Lanka today. No no gasoline, no gas, no energy at all, because they have to import. That's the situation. So number one is honest and open to the people, to the public. I hope we can answer your question, Nabil.
Thank you, Mr. Kristanto, for answering my question.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Nabila. And Pak Kristanto, we have two questions in chat box, and maybe after these two questions, Pak Kristanto may continue the presentation. Yes. First question is from Ahnaf. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Kristanto. I saw in the media that Pertamina had an issue regarding the use of the My Pertamina application for purchasing fuel, but in this case, public refused and turned to the other Pertamina competitors in handling the crisis company. How to do the public relation professionals is required to balance the interest of companies and public interest about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I have to make clear that I'm not in Pertamina anymore, so this is as a lecturer, as people outside of Pertamina to see the situation. Yeah. Okay. In my view, the application by Pertamina to buy the subsidized gasoline is only an effort to reduce the use of this type of gasoline, because we have I think more than 4 or 5 type of gasoline. There are Pertalite, Pertamax, Pertamax Plus, and then Dex, you know, the different prices. but the cheapest one is Pertalite, because the government gives subsidize, and the subsidize is like the burn money, you know. And if we go to the gas station now, we will see, we still can see that Lux car with big engines that buy Pertalite. That should be for not the rich one, you know. So it is difficult to manage a subsidy. That's why the government use My Pertamina application to manage or to control the distribution of Pertalite, cheapest gasoline. You know, the gap between the subsidized one and the non-subsidized is very high, and people tend to buy the subsidized one because it is cheaper. Now, and for me, the campaign, if I was there, if I'm in that position, the campaign is to educate people that we have limited source of gasoline or oil, because we have to import more than 1 million barrel per day. Oh no, our needs is around 1.2 million barrel per day. Our production is around 7,100. So we import every day almost 5,000 barrel oil per day. Yeah, this message should be delivered to public, to people, to make them understand that we have to import that number of oil, very big number, and we burn so many million of dollars almost every day for gasoline. So if people understand that message, the issue of My Pertamina is easy. This is my opinion. Yeah, it's easy. So if I'm in Pertamina today in the communication division, for example, I will flood the message to the people, so people, they understand, hey, we are not in good situation, we don't have enough resource, we have to import that kind of number, and that's burn money. So we teach people to use the energy very careful, because it is expensive. That's my message. That's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Chris. And we have more 3 questions in chat box. And what do you think, Pak Chris? Should we finish all questions and then you continue your presentation? Yes. The next question is from Sinta, and regarding the effective communications, how maybe Pak Kristanto as PR during your experience, how to arrange, or maybe which elements of communications, it means source, message, channel, and receiver, plays the most effective, or should we integrate all these elements?
Yeah. We work in a team.
Yes.
So, and in this team, it's not from, for example, we have I give a case. I just think about the case. Bot permit, for example. Yeah, drilling permit. Drilling permit is not easy. Yeah, we have to, if we want to drill oil or gas well. Yeah, the permit is not easy. Yeah, it's a long process because so many things should be considered, and so many parties should be contacts, and the cost is very expensive also. Yeah, so it's not only handled by our friends who are technical, yeah, but also in public relation, land matters and formalities, and then public relation, government relation, CSR. So we have to work together. So for us, it's rarely we have a easy situation, mostly difficult and complex. But if we do a concerted effort, we do it together, we do a good plan with a good coordination, then we will see that the result is there. Mostly we can handle all of the situation together. So the keyword is coordination. Yeah, the keyword is coordination. If we coordinate everything in good faith, in solid spirit, then we can handle all of the situation, whatever the situation. That's the answer. So and to coordinate many parties, many departments, many division, and with different tasks and job, it's not easy also. Yeah. So that's the keyword, coordination to handle of the situation.
Yes, thank you, Pak Chris. And the next question is from Melissa, and I think the question from Agnes is similar with Melissa. Maybe you may answer in these two questions. Good morning, Pak Kristanto. What is the biggest challenge of being a PR, and what problems often occur? Probably because Pak Kristanto was working in two big oil and gas company. And then from Agnes, maybe based on your experience, how to deal with the crisis in the organization.
Yeah.
Yes, Pak Kristanto.
Number one, what's the big challenge? Yeah. Sometimes we have to be honest. Yeah, it is hard if we work not in a good company, you know. But it is nice if you work in a good company. Good company means good values, yeah, good operation, good system, we have a good system, for example. Yeah, but if we work in the company or organization that is bad means not clear vision, mission, disregard the code of ethics, bad operation, that's for example, then we are in a difficult situation, because we will be pushed to lie. we will have to not tell the truth. That's the hard situation. That's not, I don't like the situation. But if we have to be honest, to always tell the truth, we don't hide anything, then that will be nice for us. Yeah. So that's the challenge. Yeah. When we have to lie or not tell the truth, that's a big challenge, yeah, because it's not according to our conscience. Yeah. Number two question, Bu Farida, what I forget?
Yeah, how to deal with the crisis?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Our big crisis, the real situation, it was in when I was in Total. We have a rig, swamp barge rig. The rig was drilling in swamp area in the Mahakam Delta, and there was a gas kick. You know, it's like if you ever heard about the Lapindo in East Java, Yeah, it seems similar like that, but the situation was in swamp area, no people there. Yeah, and we have to handle that situation. Yeah, the process lasts until 1 year, until we finish the crisis situation. You know, that's real. Yes, that's real. Yeah, we have to meet almost every day, and I have to read. We have to make a progress report every day, and I have to read from A to Z because I was the spokesperson at that time. It make me sick, you know, because I have to read that almost every day. Why? Because I have to be ready to answer question if there is a question from media or whoever. Yeah, I have to be ready to answer. And if we have to be ready to answer, then we have to read, we have to learn, we have to update it every day, the same things every day, you know. That make me sick, you know. But that's the real situation, the crisis. Yeah, and we face it together, not alone, because if this is that situation, we have only part of the team. Yeah, and we have together with other friends from other division, from finance, from HR, from every division together, because the crisis affect the whole company. Yeah. For example, if you see the movie, what happened with Shell in or BP in Gulf of Mexico, yeah, the what number, the title, you know, the loss, the company have to pay more than billions of US dollar because of the situation. In our case, when we have the gas kick in drilling operation, if we talk in rupiah, the number is more than $100 million. Yeah, the loss we have, it's not loss, but the cost we have to pay. Yeah, because some part of the cost was paid by the insurance company. Yeah, but this is big money, and it can make the company bankrupt. So yeah, if we have to face the situation, then we do it together, cannot alone. Yeah, all division, and we work together to manage the situation. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, so interesting story, Pak Kristanto. And maybe we remember about the two stories in public relations studies that maybe we remember about the Exxon Valdez story and
Yeah.
Tylenol story. That
Yeah.
Exxon Valdez may be a bad example for handling
Yeah.
crisis.
Yeah.
Yes. And Tylenol stories is a good example for handling the crisis. And Pak Chris, we have still one question here from Carmelia. I want to ask you about your experiences in handling PR and its public. Are there or is there any public that maybe do not support or showing their distrust? Maybe public around the company.
Yeah.
And how to deal with this problem? Yes.
That depends on the problem. Yeah. For example, if this is a real situation, yeah. We face attack from local legislator. Yeah, from local legislator. They use media to attack us. Yeah. The target is to ask for money, of course. Yeah. And I learned the situation. If we directly challenge his attack, yeah, then we start an open war. And and if we call it war, then it will be uncontrollable. We cannot control it anymore. So we did not take that option. So what I did, and then I called my friends. He was former member of a press council. Yeah, I talked to him. Can you go with us to East Kalimantan to teach the journalists there about how to use the advertorial, how to use the advertising, not to attack people, but for marketing. What the difference between news and advertisement, for example, on advertorial. Oh, okay. So we have a clinics. I call it clinics. Yeah, we go to Samarinda, to Balikpapan, to Kutai Kartanegara, meet the editors there and discuss and teach them. Please don't use advertorial to attack people or to attack us. That's not right. And they said, the media said, we have a paid news. No, there is no paid news. News is not paid. News is represent people. You have covered both sides. If you advertorial is for marketing, not for attack people. And we teach them about the rules of advertorial. Then after that kind of attack using advertorial did not happen anymore. Yeah, we can suit the situation, not directly reply to the local legislator, but we educate the editors, and then we solve the problem once for all. That's my experience.
So wonderful experience you have, Pak Kristanto. And yeah, we have another questions from students of DIMSU from Maureen Balesteros.
Okay.
Yes, good morning, sir. Sir, you said a while ago that the biggest challenge in PR is whether we tell the truth or lie. If we ever that we will work as PR, what is your advice to us so we can create balance to organization that we are into and also the good of the public? Or is there a thing that balance in PR, or we can't deny the fact that it is biased sometimes? Yes, that's the question.
Yeah. I don't know what we call in English. It's a beach right term. Woman who sell her body for money. Yeah, she also, I think she doesn't like that job. Yeah, but because of what are the reason? Mostly because of the money. She sells her body to people. Yeah. We in PR, if we'll face the same situation, if we are pushed to do the things that is not according to our conscience, that's a big challenge for us. Yeah, that's why what will be the big challenge in our profession? If we have to lie, that's right. If we have to lie, I will choose resign from that organization. Yeah, because it's like a beach. I don't like to sell my body to men, but I need the money. So you do the job with not it's not happy to do that, because that's not right. We understand that's not right. So that's a choice. That's ethics. Yeah, that's the ethics. The question between right or wrong. When we have to lie, then we are not in good situation. Yeah. My experience in East Kalimantan when I was dealing with my journalist friend, yeah, I never lie to them. Maybe not lie, but I did not tell all of the thing, you know. Yeah, if they ask, why you don't tell this? Because you don't ask. That's my answer. But I did not lie. I did not lie. I always I open to them. I always mention that we always naked, you know. If you know the sexy girls, we are you know, if we, I'm sorry if I use this analogy, you know. If we see people, a woman naked, for example, is not interested anymore because we already see everything, you know. Yeah, that's what I did with my job at that time, you know. See all of our operation, we don't have anything, don't hide anything. You can see whatever you want to see. Yeah, you can ask whatever you want to ask. Yeah, when they see, and then see, and when they learn, no curiosity anymore. Yeah. Oh, okay. I already understand. Oh, this is a good question. Oh, this is clear. Oh, this is okay. Of course, they don't understand everything, but at least the most important they want to ask already answered. So that's what I did in the past. That's why I did not have any difficulties with a friend of the media, because they already understand us. They already under operation. They understand our safety procedure, everything. So we are safe at that time. That's my answer.
Yes, okay, Pak Kustanto, and maybe it is always a challenge in doing good things in our profession.
Yeah.
Yeah, including being a professional and ethical PR. So maybe Pak Chris, you may continue your
Yeah.
presentations.
Okay,
Yes.
next slides. Okay, this is about ethics. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know whether you already get this subject in your study about ethics, but I teach PR ethics in Bakri University, and I like this subject because this is the most important part in our profession. Yeah, we call it profession. Communication is a profession because it's not just a job. Yeah, this is a profession. Yeah, a professional. What is a professional? A professional is somebody that have to gain or achieve some kind of education to do his or her job. Yeah, for us, for example, you have to study communication, for example, and then other courses. Yeah, to make us competence. Yeah, and then number two, we do our job more than the job calls. Yeah, because what we do will influence people. Yeah, if we influence people, influence their mind. So we have to be we have to be controlled by ethics. Yeah. That's why we have a code of ethics, because of our job will influence people's mind. You see, when code of ethics is disregarded during election, for example, yeah, the presidential election, you see, you can find so many polling organization, whether they use good standard or methods or not, you know, but just make confusion. People will become confused because of their data, for example. Yeah. So that's the situation when ethics is not implemented. Yeah. We in public relation should understand the code of ethics in our profession to as a guide for us to do whether this is right or wrong. Yeah. Next. This is the 5 pillars of PR ethics. Yeah, veracity, non-malfeasance, beneficence, confidentiality, and fairness. Yeah, we always telling the truth in our job, and we will not harm anybody. Yeah. I already give you an example when I use a friend from press council to teach the editors. I don't want to harm the local legislator, but I use other way to settle the situation. Yeah, always doing good. Yeah, and then respecting the privacy of others and keeping confidential information. Yeah, and then fairness and social responsibility. Yeah, we have our responsibility to people, to public. So if we already always implement these 5 pillars of PR ethics, then we'll be fine. Yeah, you will be fine. You'll be good. Yeah. It is easy? No, it's not easy, because sometimes the interest of our organization, we have a conflict in that kind of situation. Yeah, it's not easy. No, not easy, because it's not easy job in the world. It's not an easy job. So, but we have to maintain to uphold these 5 pillars of PR ethics. Next. Yeah, and this is a PR professional and social media expert. Yeah. When I was in Pertamina Hulu Mahakam, we just start to have a Instagram account in February 2018. We just start. Yeah. Until now, the account has around more than 40,000 followers. Yeah. It is easy to get that kind of followers? No, it's not easy. Yeah, we have to maintain. We have editorial teams. We have to set up the deadline. We have twice a week post the story and what kind of story, and etc. etc. It's like a real newsroom. Yeah, we have a real newsroom. And we will, if there is a question or response from the followers, we have to answer. We discuss it together. What kind of answer we have to give, etc., etc. Yeah. So we engage also in social media. Yeah, but not all of the channel. Only Instagram and LinkedIn. Not Twitter. We do not use Twitter. Facebook. We do not use Facebook. We use Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Yeah, YouTube channel. So if we have a long video, we put it in YouTube, for example. Yeah. So we are trained to work as a social media expert also. Yeah, we create content, we answer the question, we interact with people, we have a live chat, we have a live Instagram live, for example, and etc. Yeah. Next. So what our rules when we use social media? Using we do not use abusive language. Yeah, we never spinning the truth. Yeah, we never campaign to damage other people. Yeah, we always apologize if we were wrong. So that's the rule that we implement in our operation in social media. Next. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Pak Kristanto. It was a very interesting presentation about strategy.
Sorry, my English is not so good.
No, we can catch your English clearly. Yeah, and maybe based on your last explanation about the social media,
yeah.
What your suggestion about the PR expert or PR officer? Because I think that they need a kind of maybe digital literacy. So what do you think about the need of digital literacy for PR officer or PR professionals? Because as we know that social media has a strong characteristic that it has user generated content. So everybody could be a source, everybody could be a communicator and receiver simultaneously. So what do you think about the social media today for PR, Pak
Yeah.
Chris?
When we decided to have a account in social media, Instagram, for example, it is in the it is part of our effort to have a two-way communication with our publics. Yeah, it is we send the message, they can answer, they can comment. Yeah, and then we can discuss. Even we have to careful when we have to answer question or reaction. Yeah, but this is a kind of two ways communication, two-way communication. Yeah, and followers is good. They are good when we are in crisis situation. Yeah, they can help us. They can support us. Yeah, and that happened, when people attack us in Instagram, then other people answer, no, you are not right, and etc., etc. So it is good to have a loyal supporters, and if the number is big, more than 4,000, 40,000 is big, it is hard to get the number, and they are real. They are real. Yeah. So I think it is compulsory for us to have understanding, the ability to maintain social media, and how to create a good content, and make our account as the official account of the company. Yeah. So if people need something, they can go to that site or to the account, and they will get the information there. That's my answer, Bu Farida.
Yes, thank you, Pak Istan, for your explanation. So maybe is there another questions? Maybe from Dimsu? Please, you may raise your hands feature, or maybe you may drop in chat box. Or maybe, please, maybe the lecturer, Bu Titin, maybe, or Sinta. Sinta, you may ask your question.
May I ask a question, Ma'am Farida?
Yes, please. Yes, Bu Titin. Pak Chris, Bu
Don't
Titin is
difficult one.
yeah, Bu Titin is the lecturer from UHAMKA. Yes, please,
Okay,
Bu
please
Titin.
put it in.
Good morning, Pak Chris.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, so it was a very interesting presentation, but I'm so curious about one thing, Pak Chris. So when we do our job, sometimes we are limited with our information that we have or our budget that we have. So I want to know how to deal with it, since as a communication person, we need a very big amount of information. So when we have so much information, we will do a better decision. So, but in our everyday life, when we work or do something, sometimes we didn't get enough information about what we have. So how to deal with it, Pak Kristanto, especially when we work in a national or international company. Thank you, Pak Chris.
Yeah. First of all, if we talk about information, internet helped us a lot. Yeah. Until now, I still learning how to Googling, for example. Yeah. How to make an effective Googling, searching. We have to learn that because the data is everywhere in internet. Yeah. The problem is we don't understand how to dig the data. Yeah? How to dig the data. So we have to learn from many sources. Yeah, how to dig the data from internet. If that's the case, number one. if we have to profiling something, the company or people, or that's another challenge. Yeah, but still we can use internet, and it's not expensive. Yeah. And how about budget? Yes, in oil and gas company, we have also budget. When we were in our peak production, we have also almost unlimited budget at that time. But now is not anymore. Now the budget is very limited. It's not easy also but it's not make us. We have to be creative. Yeah, we have to be creative. Again, internet provide us with so many possibilities, information, and etc. So if you have dig almost everything internet, and still cannot find what you need, I don't believe that, because the internet will provide almost everything we need. Yeah. For example, my son, he used to work at Ernst and Young as a he's not a he's not a accountant, but what he did is not there anymore. Is to make company profile. Yeah. And all of the information were in internet. Yeah. The profile of the company, and then make a presentation, etc., etc., etc. That's Mbak Titin. What can I can answer? So please learn how to dig data from the internet. The way, yeah. If we can, we have that knowledge, then everything will be easy for you.
Yes,
Thank you, Pak Kris.
Thank you, Pak Kris. So creativity is a must in PR jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, because technology disruption now is growing so fast around us. So is there another questions for Pak Kristanto? We are still waiting in the last maybe 5 minutes. Yes.
Lodi raise hand.
Oh yeah, please. Hello. You may open your mic. Hello. Maybe there is unstable connection. So is there another questions for Pak Kris? Yeah, maybe there is no questions for these sessions, and thank you very much, Pak Kristanto.
Thank you very much
for having fruitful discussion this morning, and hopefully that we could share in another forum, in another program with you. And I think me as your moderator, I'm so sorry if there is inconvenience during this discussion. So I give back to the MC, Dita Salsabila. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kristanto, for an amazing topic. We feel very fortunate to have you today as our speaker. And thank you to our moderator for today's meeting, Ms. Farida. And thank you for all participants who have participated and stay until the end of this agenda. And we do hope that what Mr. Kristanto have shared earlier would be beneficial for every single one of us. So thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Thank you. Terima kasih Bapak Kristanto for sharing today. Thank you all lecturers, all participants. And all instructors, there is Ibu Maria. Yes.
Okay, I leave
Yes. Yes.
very much.
Thank you, Pak Chris. See you
Yeah,
tomorrow
good morning.
with another speaker, Mr. Gerard Wisakules from Dimsu, tomorrow morning at the same
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you, Ibu
Pak
Maria.
Faridan, Pak
See you
Kris, thank
tomorrow,
you. Ya,
dear
see you tomorrow.
colleagues from UHAMKA and Dimsu. Yes, izin live ya, Bu Titin dan lain-lain semuanya.